Kodash, 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 Adonai, Elohim, Sabayah, meaning holy, 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 Lord of hosts. It is the prayer that the angels sing day and night to the Most High, Anu Elionel. Also could be said as a sound vibrational frequency to take away bad energy and remove negative ions from out the airways. And also when said that any negative or evil spirits cannot stand or bear the sound of saying Kodash, 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 Adonai, Elohim, Sabayah. Yah, He, Va, He. Those four syllables is where you get the Hashem, the name, Yahweh, Yahuwah, Yahweh. But those four syllables signify the sacred Hashem, the Tetragrammaton. The first Yod is a divine masculine. It signifies the Father who art in heaven. Abba, the architect of the universe. He signifies divine feminine. First Yod is a divine masculine. He signifies a divine feminine, which is Mother Earth, the womb of the earth where mankind was formed, molded, and created. The womb, 360 degrees, a circle, a womb. Ba is mankind itself. In the beginning, Elohim said, let us create them in our image, to our likeness, to be a reflection. Keywords in that passage is Elohim, because it's plural, it means more than one. And us, keywords, us and our image. So it's signifying more than one. So to the last hey would be a divine feminine, which would be Ana Chokma. Ana, like I said before, it correlates with Anu Elionel, Most High. Anu meaning the Most High. And Ana Chokma comes from the 10 Hebrew Sephirots, which is Kether, Chokma, Benai, Gedula, Jibra, Tiferet, Netzach, Had, Yisad, Malkuf. Malkuf signifies the kingdom, And Chokma is wisdom, and each one of the Sephirots have a different meaning and attribute connected to a different part of your host, temple, and vessel, known as the human body. As above, so below, the macro prosophis above and the micro prosophis below, because we are the microorganisms and the host of the Elohim, meaning host. A host is a device. A device is something that is compatible, from the ether. The ether, we're going to correlate it to Wi-Fi. Once that Wi-Fi hits the device, the host, it allows it to be open to a broad variety of different apps and communications. The ether, it connects you to the cosmos. It's when your third eye is open. That's why on the Hebrew Sephiroth it says Kether. Kether is symbolic to ether, the third eye. Kether, on the chakras it would be the crown chakra, but with Kether would be the third eye, the ether, where the energy shines in. In the book of Genesis it says that Jacob saw God face to face at pineal, so pineal gland within itself, because God is eternal, Just like Jesus said to the Pharisees, they seek the kingdom outside of themselves, but the kingdom is from within. If God is eternal, the kingdom is from within. Why are we looking for something outside of ourselves? The key is for us to rapture from our lower self to our higher selves of awareness. Get those energy fields lit, and unlock the Christ consciousness, the crystals. Even the Messiah even told you. He said, those that become disciplined. Discipline is where you get the word disciple from. So you discipline yourself in the law. The laws are cause and effect, the do's and don'ts. They deal with karma, judgments, and salvations based upon the fruits you produce. You will know them by their fruits. The fruits meaning that they're behaviors, So based upon your behavior, And the Bible also says, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. So it's all about being mindful and aware. of your own existence, your own reality, and your own actions and the consequences of your actions, which can bring you a blessing or a curse. So you get your judgments and your salvations from. The whole world, everything revolves around galactic cycles. So on these cycles, different energy comes in, based how you align your frequency. I don't get where people think there's something wrong with aligning your vibrational frequency with the elements of nature. There's nothing demonic about that. Most of the stuff that they tell you is demonic and there's something wrong with it. They don't want you to tap into it because it will actually help you. And if you are to work out your own salvation with fear and trembling, you are responsible for yourself, your own frequency, and how you align it and how you go about doing that. That's on you, But there's many ways, many spiritual practices, and many things that can help you. Some people use sage, some people use crystals, even throughout the Bible, the 12 tribes of Israel, each one of the tribes is signified in a different crystal. We talked about in Revelation, the incense burning, and taking the prayers up to the Most High. Why is it incense? Because in smoke there's ether. Ether moves through ions, and smoke, when it goes through the airways, it goes through ions, as well as sound vibrational frequencies. When you say things from your heart, you mean them. Say what you mean what you say. What's real you can feel, what's fake you can't relate. Your throat chakra, which is blue, it deals with communications. Communications right for kindness, because you could also uplift somebody's spirit by the things you say based upon how you feeling. And you could also mess somebody's day up, discourage them, or, bring bad energy based upon your frequency. Spirits jump. So whatever spirit and frequency that you are housing at that specific time, you could pass off good vibes to somebody and bad vibes to somebody based upon sound vibrational frequencies. Good energy, you can go in the room and don't even say nothing, but people will know. They're going to cling to you. They're going to watch you like a hawk, because sometimes you don't even have to say nothing. People can just feel your vibration and the consistency and pattern of your behavior, They know that you are something special without you even having to say it. You don't even have to make it known all the time, That's something I learned as well. But, that's why it's so important to be in tune with your reality, your existence, who you are, your cause and effects of your actions, the effect that you have on people, places, and things once you embrace it with your presence, That's the power that you have, hold, and wield, in your hands. But you have to be mindful and aware of it. You got to realize everything is happening for a reason. It's nothing that's by coincidence. Even when you're going through a bad time or stuff seems bad and ain't looking up, but I guarantee you there's a lesson in there through trial and error, and it's showing you something. We normally don't register it right away, but somewhere down the line it hits us like, dang, that's why this happened. That's why I left this place at this specific time, because now this thing happened, You probably would have been mad that you had to leave or you didn't want to go, but something drew you away from that area, that atmosphere where that energy was at, and saved your life, So you just gotta realize your reality and your existence, why you are here, You have that right, You have other people and controlled institutions that'll tell you otherwise, that you should not be mindful where you should just be programmed to bot, do what we say, and just go from there. But once you follow these different ideologies and routines of others, the traditions of men that the Bible tell you not to follow, you can be manipulated, you can be programmed, because you're following, It's nothing wrong with learning from somebody, but you're your own person. You're your own unique device, Some people are Android, some people is an iPhone, Some people might be a Nokia, Every device is compatible and functions differently, Some of them the internet is fast, and some of them the internet is slow. Some of them you can talk in and you can send a text message. Some of them you gotta press the numbers, and you gotta figure out the letters and then send that message, You know, there's levels to this thing, but you know, I'm about to get back into it. This is the Akashic Records. We're going into chapter 5. This is by Melissa Gomes. And chapter 5, The Power of Past Lives, exploring through the Akashic Records. The Akashic Records are the all-encompassing records of every thought, word, and deed that has ever occurred on earth. They contain information about your past lives as well as what may be happening in your future. You can access this information through your divine inner wisdom, and it is from the Akashic Records that our guides can pull the information they give us in readings. The Akashic Records can offer clarity around your life path, your purpose, and how to move forward. The Akashic Records act as a repository of all knowledge, and the belief that human souls never truly die means you can use it to learn about your past lives. The idea of past lives may seem strange, but it speaks to our identity and the notion that we are eternal beings. It is from this knowledge that we have the power to transform our lives. Past lives in the Akashic Records. Past lives are an important aspect of the Akashic Records. Most believe that these past lives greatly impact how one lives their current life, including relationships and attracting certain futures. Accessing one's past lives through the Akashic Records will allow one to learn about what may be happening in the future. This gives you a tremendous amount of control over the kind of future you attract, since learning about who you were in previous lives and how your actions created certain fates for yourself makes it easier to see what may be happening in this life. Past life regression is very powerful when exploring the Akashic Records because it allows one to better understand themselves. Akasha is not the realm of only remembering your past lives, but also a place to access future information. If you are living out the many lifetimes described in your Akashic Records and there is an ebb flow to your soul's experience, a sense that you have deep roots going back eons, then why in the world would you limit yourself to living only one lifetime at a time? Why not tap into all that your soul has been through by exploring your past lives? The Akashic Records are such a powerful way of tapping into your soul's experience. Accessing them is where our souls truly shine. The human spirit incarnates into a new life, carrying the accumulated experiences and knowledge from past lives. We may not remember these previous lives as they were lived in this current lifetime, yet we are guided by something inside of us that can help us gain access to our Akashic Records. To see our purpose for being on earth right now in our destiny, we need to tune into the deepest part of ourselves by tapping into past life experiences. Whether you agree with reincarnation or not, it's a concept that has been around for centuries and continues to be relevant. Since reincarnation is an eternally persistent idea, one needs to ask why it has such staying power. The theory of rebirth seems too intuitive for people to have not been thinking about it since the beginning of time. In most cultures throughout history, some accounts relate to elements of the metaphysical ideology. The most important thing about this whole discussion is how you feel about it. Looking at it from only one perspective, either believing or not believing, will block you from getting the most out of exploring the Akashic Records. The concept that our souls do not die and reincarnate into other lifetimes is nothing new. This idea has been around for thousands of years, especially in Eastern philosophy, and religion. It would be impossible to discuss this subject without mentioning how it ties into the Akashic Records since reincarnation is one of the most important components of this phenomenon. Everything that we think, feel, and do in our lives gets recorded into the Akashic Records. Every word, thought, and action will get stored away. This is information on such a deeper level than what can be charted through time. It's about us as souls, our personalities, emotions, and experiences on an even deeper level than time itself. Everyone has past lives. Past lives have been proven to be true through cognitive or emotional recall. The suitable energy of the human body can be monitored. This will provide evidence for past life memories. The suitable body is also said to provide energy for us, which is an important part of living. This energy helps us to carry out activities that are required in our current life. True believers in past lives may believe that past life therapy can help the phobias, addiction problems, and even health issues. For the most part, people who are addicted may not enjoy their current life because they do not particularly like what their current life entails. Also, some people may feel as if they are being punished when they have a health issue such as cancer. However, as mentioned before, this could result from something that happened to them in a previous life. No matter what you believe, making personal changes in your current life can help you feel better and bring positivity into your life. Akashic Past Life Readings. It is believed that past lives play a role in Akashic Records readings. This is because the Akashic Records contain the records of every thought, feeling, and action we have ever had. Past live readings are a type of Akashic record sessions where you can access your Akashic past life data. This is guided by questions that you have about your past lifetimes. These readings vary from person to person, with some people being told about their past lives and what they were like, while others don't recall anything. One example of this is a gentleman who believed he was an Egyptian slave, only to find out he was the same age as when he died, even wearing the same clothes he was when the building he was working on collapsed. Another example would be a woman who had hot flashes and felt like she was going through a menopause type state even though she was very young. In her past life, she had been murdered while taking a bath, which is why this emotion was coming back to her. In this case, it is understandable how the memory could have led to a belief that she would die young because of her experiences in another life. This gentleman and woman could recall specific memories about their past lives, which can provide you with a better understanding of how Akashic Records work. They are acquired knowledge based on their actions and thoughts in past lifetime. Past lives readings are an effective way to learn about the self because they can provide you with more insight than just asking your next step. Knowledge of the true meaning and purpose of your life may be revealed through this type of reading. When you're looking for answers that don't exist in your current life, why particular concerns are holding you back, or identifying patterns in your relationship with your loved ones, reaching out to your previous lives can be quite helpful. You can choose to visit your most recent past life, your most significant past life, or your soul's past life of choice. Regression versus readings of past life memories. One of the differences between regression and readings of Akashic Records is their accessibility. When looking for information about one's past life through regression, it is done through hypnotherapy or past life regression techniques such as age progression. It may take some time before one can recall all the information they need from their past lives. However, in Akashic Records readings, you will instantly have access to your memories from previous lifetimes without having to go through this process. Another difference between regression and reading is the accuracy of information obtained by each method. With regression, there is no guarantee that the memories are accurate or true. For instance, if someone were to regress into a past life of an Australian Aborigine who was a shaman, the person could be convinced that they are actually from this lifetime. On the other hand, if you use the Akashic Records, it is believed to be direct truth about your past lives without any speculation involved due to their authenticity. The aim of both techniques is similar: to provide information about one's past life and how it pertains to the present. However, the Akashic Records can provide you with a greater number of details in less time. Karma and Akashic Records. Akasha is a Sanskrit word that is translated as space or ether. Akasha is often associated with the Hindu belief of karma. Karma in this context represents the sum of one's actions, which in turn determine future situations in life, as well as the only form of true justice, since it deals with both intent and deed. Since karma encompasses both bodily and mental action, it is inevitably includes Akashic Records, which are fragments of memory from past lives. Thus, although karma focuses on actions within one lifetime, it also carries over into future lifetimes due to memories from previous lives being stored in our Akashic Records. People who believe in the existence of Akashic Records also believe that karma is a form of an inevitable cause and effect. The belief is that when one consciously works to purify their present life, it increases knowledge and spiritual growth. However, some claim that this can be done through observation without intentionally changing one's actions. If you learn of your karma in Akashic Records, it can help you realize what situations will likely occur in the future. You might feel as if you're living in the wrong period or suffering by being at the wrong place at the wrong time. Akasha is a complex concept, thus there are no clear answers to exactly explain the Akashic Records. However, it is important for you to understand that those who believe in karma also adhere to the idea of the Akashic Records in their collection. What details should you check in past lives? One of the major details to note in your past lives is how you interact with your surroundings. Did you feel happy and content, or perhaps tormented? Were your actions good or bad? What was your emotional state like? The more you can recall what happened during this time, the better understanding you will have of where these memories may have originated. Another way to get a better idea of what your past lives was like is by looking at the people in the lives that surrounded you. For instance, if you were surrounded by people who were thriving financially, it might be a sign that this lifetime should be spent making money to get out of poverty. Likewise, being near people in an abusive situation may suggest that this lifetime should be spent learning about self-defense. Different things to note are dreams, visions, and feelings you have while in a past life state. You can also include the emotions of others who surround you. It tells you more information about how your current situations are affecting the lives around you and which direction is acting as a catalyst for your karma. If you find that someone is in danger or feeling down, it might be because of something you did in the past life. Thus, you can work hard to make improvement. Alright. And no, and talking about dreams, I just started taking this herb. It's called blue. What is it called? It's called blue lotus. Lotus flower. But I don't got just the herb. I got the extract. So I take this herb. I've been taking it for like the last 4 or 5 days now. I'm actually in a fast right now too. I'm actually in a no meat fast. I don't drink milk, so that's not a problem. Like cheese, dairy products. I'm 5 days into this fast right now. But I've been experimenting with different herbs in the process of this. You know, a lot of you not. My stomach has been contracting. You know, it's been tightening up. I could already see it shrinking. My body feels a lot lighter. But I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm not the type of person that has a lot of dreams. But the last 5 nights, if I tell you, I've been having dreams. I've been taking this blue lotus extract. And I'm telling you, I've been seeing some things, and you know, they're very vivid dreams. This is not, like, I looked at the reviews on this stuff before I even started taking it. And, you know, people saying this stuff. You know, a lot of people try to get these visions in a meditative state while they're up. But I notice, you know, it doesn't put you right to sleep. But when you do go to sleep after taking that stuff, you will start having these vivid dreams. It's like you're in the dream. You can recall and remember everything that was happening in that dream when you got up. And it's like you on this whole venture, you know. I ain't going to tell you every dream wasn't good. You know, some of them is good. But what I look for in these dreams, now that I know that I'm going to keep having them, you know, by taking this stuff, I'm looking for a pattern. Something is telling me something. And there's a sequence of events and things that are happening in these dreams that throughout the day, the next day, I keep replaying the dream back, detail for detail, memorizing like stuff that I seen vivid, you know, like a description or something, a place I was at, you know, who I was with, you know, where I ended up at, and it's been very vivid. That's all I'm gonna say. It's called blue lotus extract. You know, it's from the blue lotus flower. But the quality of your present life as one of your past lives. And another thing, there's many ways to have fast. You know, some people think it's just, you know, you fast, you don't deal with nothing. You know, you can go on a fruit fast where you're only eating fruits. You can go on a vegetable fast where you're only eating vegetables and no meat. You know, you can go on a no meat fast. You know, like stuff I've been eating lately is just like rice, beans, you know, peanut butter and jelly. I've been eating like, you know, like I've been eating like, I eat fruit all morning. You know, I don't eat really nothing. I eat like nuts, raw nuts, peanuts, you know, pistachios, and I eat fruit all the way into noon time. You know, I don't drink soda, so I only drink waters and teas or probably stuff that got electrolytes in it. But you know, that's something I've been doing for a long time now. You know, but yeah, in the process, even when I'm not on a no meat fast, you know, I'm always trying to eat fruits and just natural plant-based proteins all the way into noontime, you know. So, but you know, I have different herbs. I got herbs I take in the morning before I eat anything. You know, I got herbs I take in mid-afternoon, you know, to help enhance my mood, you know, that they're not addictive. And then I have herbs I take at night, you know. And one thing I do as far as healing my body, I take garlic, and olive oil. You know, I have extracts that I made, and they've been sitting for over 3 months with bulbs of garlic sitting in olive oil, and then I filter it out, and you know, I take like 2 scoops of that before bed, you know, or after I exercise. You know, I exercise almost every day, you know. I do construction, so I'm constantly lifting heavy stuff. You know, I wear sweat tank tops, you know, to help me sweat a lot doing work under my shirts. So, you know, I carry crystals on me, so I'm always in the sun, you know. And I'm always saying mantras throughout the day. I'm praying standing up. On my way to work in the morning, you know, I'm reciting prayers that I have memorized, you know. I'm saying affirmations. I am, like 7 things I am grateful for, you know. I'm saying things that I'm acknowledging that people help me throughout the day. It might have simplified my life. It might be a little blessing. I acknowledge it and say thank you. I say thank you to the sun for rising in the morning. I say thank you to the moon for rising at night. You know, I say thank you to all the elements of nature and all God's creation that work together in unison. You know, I acknowledge them. I say thank you to my body. I say thank you. I'm thankful for the gift of health that's keeping me alive. I talk to my organs. I say I'm thankful to my heart for pumping blood and plasma to all my other eternal organs throughout my body. I say I'm thankful for my senses. It's like, these are things that you should always be grateful for, because like I said, people have diseases, some people can't stand, and people take the little things that we can do for granted, you know. You gotta be thankful for your mouth, for taste. Be thankful for the speech, you know. Thankful for your teeth to be allowing you to chew. Thankful for your eyes for allowing you to see, visualize, you know, see in color. Your ears for allowing you to hear, perceive things, you know, hear sound vibrations, you know. These are things, you know. And I do them, you always do them in numbers. Pattern, you can do them in 3, 6s, and 9s. You know, you can do them in 7s, you know. You know, you just gotta do things in a sequence, you know. You know, like a lot of times I'm praying, or in the morning I'm brushing my teeth, I'm lighting sage, you know, and I'm just trying to align my equilibrium, and it's been working, you know. The quality of your present life as one of your past lives. So you're curious about how your present life will fare in the Akashic Records. Readings and account of what you did in a past life can help you change your perspective on what you're doing. If you don't like how your present life is turning out, then it may be time to start making changes. The best way to make these changes is by shifting from one state of mind into another, and this can be done through reading about your account from a past life. It can help you to understand why your present life hasn't turned out the way you want it, or it can steer you into a positive direction. Another thing, by me saying that, I've learned from being tuned with myself and my body, negative energy and to positive energy, it comes normally when you least expect it, you know. When you're most trying to do good, something bad will come and try to block that from you getting ahead. I notice certain downtimes in my body, you know, at certain times of the season. So the key is, when I know that these things are coming up, or I see certain signs and indicators that's leading to it, I even go harder. I find ways to reverse it. So not fall into that sunken place, but keep going. You know, I could be doing everything right, you know. These things will still come, because everything happens on galactic cycles. And I know this for a fact. So you could be in the right state of mind, but it seems like something that'll always grip you and take you back in that place. So the key is, when that stuff starts to happen, you might not say I do a big workout on a daily basis. I'll just cut that workout in half. I'll start doing little stuff instead of trying to keep my plate full with all these other things, because then it gets overwhelming, you know, and then it gets discouraging because you're trying to keep up and compete with yourself. So, you know, you be grateful for every just little thing that you do, you know, and you will feel so much better, you know. Stop trying to do, you know, there's a time and a place, a season, you know. Some seasons you're going to go super hard. Some seasons your body's going to want to rest, you know. And don't get discouraged because you ain't going as hard as you was going last season. But the simple fact that you're being persistent and you're still going, you know, it could be the littlest things. You know, be grateful for that and acknowledge that, you know. Don't let that discourage you and take you into that sunken place, because everything has its seasons, you know. Be mindful of these seasons. A good approach to this would be making a list of things that need improvement. After reading about how they were handled in the past, you might find yourself changing some of your behaviors. If there is something that you need to work harder on, then it may be time to get into practice. Practice means consistency. Be consistent in your pattern. You have an algorithm. You have a frequency. You know, your frequency, your algorithm, whatever they call slot machines. They say that the lottery has an algorithm. You know, some people are able to crack it. Everything in creation has a pattern. You know, follow the consistency and pattern. You know, and when you follow the pattern, you get into practice. You see things that's going to happen. You don't even always see them. You can feel them. You can feel them eternally. Get into practice. On the other hand, if you are doing better than before, maybe you've been in this situation before. Wow, I just said that. You know, it's crazy. I didn't even read this chapter. Normally, I go through the chapters ahead of time and read them. But see, I could feel like right now, as I'm making this video, I can feel that the spirit is working. Because things that I'm just saying, elaborating on, it's just coming out and confirming itself in the book. You know? And guess what? I'm in the Virgo constellation right now. And this is my season. Normally, believe it or not, in the season that I'm supposed to be most lively, this is when I'm always down. I normally don't have a job in this season. I'm normally on the back burner. You know, I'm in a sunken place. But for some reason this year I'm thriving. You know, everything because I'm learning the pattern. I'm learning how to go against the currents of nature. You know, and in the time that you're going to prosper the most, that's when things is going to try to set you back the most. So if you could find the right equilibrium and balance in that time, you know, that's why I say start lightening up your load. You know, be grateful for the little things you're doing, even if you can't do the bigger things, you know. And don't let one roadblock get in your way and stop you, you know. Just start cutting things in half. Start monitoring things. Just start doing things in increments, you know. So remember that, you know. In this case, what can you learn from past lives, and how does it offer a solution for your present life? As you learn more about what kind of karma and past lives you have, it can help to improve the quality of your life. If there are things that need improvement, perhaps it's time to change yourself or adjust your behavior to avoid negativity, attracting karma. Likewise, if something needs correction, then maybe it's a sign that you should change your ways. If you change some of your behaviors and replace irrational beliefs with rational ones, it may positively impact your future. If you do not change your ways and continue to hold on to irrationalities, it may impact other parts of your life as well. Yo, that is so true. You know, that's basically what I was just trying to say when I was just elaborating. You know, and as you know, nothing in this chapter I just read is highlighted. You know, you can tell when I read them ahead of time, I highlight them. Nothing in this joint is highlighted. That's how I know the spirit is working. You know, it's a lot of things is happening. You know, my face is starting to glow. You know, everything. You know. Everything I'm using is natural. Even the toothpaste I use charcoal toothpaste with no fluoride in it. A lot of the stuff I make it myself with baking soda, activated charcoal, coconut oil, and a little bit of peppermint oil. I make myself by soaking peppermints in olive oil. And then I take the oils, and when they get real minty, I mix it all together with the charcoal, coconut oil, and, you know, baking soda, and I just brush my teeth with it. See? Thank God for my teeth. Thank you. I got this book that tells you about every time Jesus performed a miracle, he always said thank you in 3 times, and a consistency of 3s, you know, because he believed in something, he achieved something, he was allowed to do something, performed it, but he was not able to perform it about the Father that was in That's why he said, I am in the Father and the Father is in me. You are children of the Most High Yah and the Father is in you too, you know. You know, the divine masculine spirit is above. It sends you those rays below. And to the mother. The mother, we are in the mother right now. And the mother is what birthed us, you know. You know, we're on Mother Earth, you know. So mother is the nature. The nature of things around us is the things that nurture us. So you have to be grateful for the nature, you know. See how people could get something so positive? Why do you think everything is being diluted, altered, you know, taken from its natural state and putting in these categories? There's a reason for that, you know. So remember that. That's all I'm gonna say, you know. The quality of your present life is relative to the decisions that you make. The more you learn about what karma may be lurking around in your past, the less likely you are to make irrational or wrong choices. By making yourself aware of what happened in a previous life, even in your previous life right now, you know, previous seasons of your life. You know, it's the same thing as this with previous lives, previous seasons of your life. Because believe it or not, things happen to you on the season. I know there's certain parts of the year, like my skin might break out in times that, like a woman goes on a menstrual cycle once a month. I notice men, we have things too, you know, like different hormones that go off, but a lot of men don't even acknowledge it. I acknowledged it, you know, to the point that I caught on to the pattern, and I figured out ways to correct it, you know. You know, sometimes it wouldn't even matter. I could be using the top-notch soap that'll clear your skin up. My skin will still break out on this specific season and cycle, you know. So, you know, you gotta be careful. And whatever you using on the outside of your body, it's like I use turmeric soap on my face. Just all natural turmeric soap or ginger, you know. A lot of stuff I make myself. Like I have pounds and pounds and pounds of herbs downstairs. I make all types of stuff, you know. So and I'm not even really big on selling it. I want to sell some of it, you know, but you know, it's a time and a place for that, and I'm pretty sure God will provide. You know, that was my intent. I got all the machines, all the equipment. I've been doing this for years, you know, but you know, a lot of stuff, like people are like, dang, why you ain't selling this? Oh, this ain't moving. I like to take my own stuff, you know. I like to experiment on myself, see what works and what don't work. So that turmeric, as I take turmeric powder in the morning, you know. I take them in these vegetable capsules that I capsulize myself. I even have turmeric tinctures that I make myself and squirt, you know. I have my own sea moss gels that I make with elderberries, you know. I take them on a daily basis. Purple sea moss, elderberry, you know, ashwagandha root in a little bit of purified water, you know. Some syrup and some honey in there for the flavor, you know. This is stuff I make. My own toothpaste, all of that, you know. The Akashic Records are believed to have a huge impact on the way we live our lives, our relationships, and the kind of future we attract. Those who believe in accessing them think that they can reveal information about one's past lives, allowing those who access their records more control over their fate depending on what type of life they are currently living. Some people claim to see specific events from another person's past or even an entire lifetime through these records. With so much power at your fingertips, for such little effort, it is understandable why some might want to explore their possibilities further. And the way to do this is just basically following the consistency and pattern, you know. Everything has a frequency. Everything has a behavior. Everything has an algorithm, just like the weather, you know. You know when the seasons is changing based on the cycles, the climatic cycles, you know. The same thing with our bodies, you know. All you have to do is pay attention to the consistencies and patterns, you know. All an experiment means is an experience. Experiment, experience. You had an experience, you know. You experimented something to get the experience to see if it works or it didn't work through trial and error, you know. That's basically what the law is. The law, the Torah, cause and effect, you know. The do's and the don'ts, what bring the judgment and the salvation, the trial and the error, what works and what doesn't work, based upon the laws of nature, Mother Earth. You know, we are in Mother Earth. So be mindful and aware of that. You know, I'm out. Y'all bless. Salah. All praise to the Most High. New L. Like, share, and subscribe, you know. And I normally post these on Facebook groups, but they banned me for 5 days. I don't know what I did, but, you know, that's how the spirit works. But ain't nothing stopping my shine, you know. I'm still keep being consistent. Because every time I see one roadblock coming, I already know some other blessing is coming, you know. It's just for me to acknowledge that, not come out of my frequency or my equilibrium of balance, you know, and just face it head on. And, you know, vibe, positive vibration, peace and blessing. You know, it's all what you make it. Watch your own consistency and pattern. Watch your own behavior. Watch the people around you, their behavior and their consistency and pattern, so you don't fall victim to their devices and gadgets or, you know, self-destruction. Salah.